Howdy, howdy. I thought I'd better introduce myself. My name's Benno. So yeah, but I don't know your name, so my mum told me not to talk to strangers. Well, this is awkward. Safety glasses. Anyways, back to the Datsun. Tonight I'm going to give you a little lesson on aero, the flow, like intake flow and stuff like that. The problem I had earlier, I sort of touched base with this in the last video on the intakes, and you can see here, I'm showing you I had the old filter setup, which I had these two individual setups, and you can start seeing how restricted they are. For starters, you haven't got any flow on the top, and like I said before, you have this dead zone here. Effectively, it's not drawing any air in this big diameter here. And that becomes a problem because you've got a primary and a secondary here. So they're scavenging off each other. So they're not drawing enough air. And that creates a little hesitation in the throttle, in the acceleration and stuff like that. It does cost you a bit of performance. So, and also you got to take into account, you have trumpets. So the trumpets sit in there. So effectively, you only got about half that filter to get the air in, to draw in, because it all sort of sucks straight into there like that. So it can't draw from the top and it can't draw from that side when you see it set up there. So effectively, nearly up to 2/3 of that trumpet is not getting any oxygen in there as well. So to remedy that, I've gone with a sprint car style ram air. Everyone goes with K&N. Like, I'm just going to go off my own brands on this one because I think ram air looks a lot better. And it's more like proper racing, like off-road, sprint cars, rally, and that. And that's more my bread and butter there. They are based in the UK, and they have a filter for every known application. And I've done this here with my little cold air ram tube setup as well to get maximum air. And also off the flow, I've designed a little sort of Venturi setup to accelerate the flow while it's in this tube here via a little funnel in there that creates low atmosphere after the funnel. And I've also got it coming in here. So when it comes out, it hits this strut tower and deflects straight in to where this dead zone is. See, we'll set it back up and you'll see it right there. See, it hits. So right now, hopefully, I'm getting more air than I need into these two here. So I should have better throttle response at least. Right there. So I'm just showing you that there. It was just an ongoing thing. And then we go back to the fill filter scenario. And, you know, it looks like, it's so funny. Like, in comparison, it looks very small for that application. But you take it off and you walk over here, and suddenly it's like nearly 2.5 times the size of a regular Ryco filter. And because I went to a drag race event and I didn't have a girlfriend or partner to keep supervise me, and I was walking around the pit lane and I was introduced to this fella, and I really liked his car, and he gave me a sticker. And that's a good way of, like, this is how they molest people at dragway events. So I met him and he gave me a book. He gave me this book full of pornography. And I went through this book, and it's got literally everything I need. Like, it's exactly what I need right now is fuel fittings and fuel filters department. So just when you think you're going to be financially stable again, it's ruined by going to social outings and meet people who hand you pornography that are going to financially burden you for the oncoming future. Also, the piece of paper that created all the fuss at the Street Outlaws event up in Brisbane. Yeah, it's in my right little hand. Why is that? Because it now belongs on the lanyard rack. So yeah, all out war because of that. Anyways, Also, we'll come back to here. I'll touch base with this. I'll show you some other problems with this fuel system right here. As you can tell, I've got the 2-into-1 and stuff like that. I think this might be at the stage where the metal fatigue here actually is perforated and actually causes fuel to come out. So I'm going to find that out. This is not an ideal setup. I'm probably going to use it now, but I'm going to get rid of it in the near future. I'll drop out this pump here, and ideally, if I can get some fuel hose, I'm going to run the fuel hose from here, at least this long, so it clears the pump and then goes into the wireframe. Because at the moment, you've got a lot of hinging. You see here, it's all rigid. And when this is underneath the car like this, and you're traveling, and it's got a lot of vibration, so you've got a lot of pressure on the threads is here as well. So even with the back pressure, it's still not ideal. Ideally, it should come out here for hose about that long to the fuel pump, and another hose to the Y. That way, stuff can vibrate around when the car hits bumps and that, and you're not putting any pressure on the fittings. Yeah, so that's my skill sets there in a nutshell. And I'm still working on the Datsun, and we're getting there slowly. I've done a bit of a makeover on the room because everyone says your production quality is lacking a bit, and so I'm stepping it up again to attain the one view, which is probably myself. But yeah, and I'll be quiet for a minute and we'll just drink up some more of these details of this car. So it's like you get that bitumen rash when you're a kid and you fall over and you skin your knees on the push bike. That's what that sort of represents, that rawness. Three strikes and you're out. Also, for those who are wondering, this is a 1994 VR HSV, Holden Special Vehicles, Senator, which is the king of the hill for Holden Commodores. So it's the prestigious luxury top of the line brand. This is the most expensive Holden money could buy in 1994. It is powered by the 5.7 litre stroker motor with the notorious 6-speed manual gearbox. It's effectively a triple black GTSR. We'll cover that again in a later video. I'm just touch base today. And yeah. There's a lot of detail in this car. Never mind. There you have it. Still work in progress. I'm still going to raise my production values even further and try and give more detailed advice on flows and stuff like that, stuff that other people overlook in cars and that. I'm not an expert tuner. I'm just a backyard bogan with a toolbox. So and I think that's how everyone wants to play it these days. We haven't got the budgets to do 7-second quarter-mile drag monsters. And, you know, so I'll do this on the slimmest of budgets. And hopefully, over time, you guys will see me evolve, and you'll see these cars evolve, and so forth from there. I'll try and do how-to videos on the Commodores and stuff like that. And if anyone, any advice, let us know. And if I'm doing anything wrong, please point it out, because I'm here to learn as well. And a great deal of my skill sets have come from learning from the YouTube videos that guys have posted up here. So a lot of inspiration comes from those guys. And yeah, so it pained me to do what I did at the Willowbank Raceway to the Street Outlaws at the No Prep Racing, because I was the fellow that commandeered the vans and left the American crews to walk home. But that's the price you pay for scalping Australians, and I won't take it on Queensland for sure, because you guys stinging everyone in US and, you know, effectively telling them one price and doubling it at the gates. Yeah, I did what I did because I had to represent. And yeah, hot rodding in Australia, that's me, mate. That's us. It's not the Americans, and it's our way of life. And I'll make no bones about that. So I apologise. And I dare say if I'm ever at an event in America, I'm going to find myself butt naked, chained to a fence somewhere. So that's payback. So, yeah, all's fair in love and war. And that's what it is. That's what healthy competition is about. You got to take the good and the bad. Hopefully they learn from it and don't do it again, because I have high expectations for other people such as Motor Trend and Cletus and that when they finally come over here, because I understand that this No Prep is a feeler event for the Americans to crack on some bigger shows down under. And not that we don't want you here. You guys have just got to raise your game when it comes to hospitality, atmosphere, and ticket prices and value for the event. Otherwise, yeah, thanks, guys. Stay tuned. I'm not going to beg to like and subscribe. I'm not trying to run a apparel industry here or be some juggernaut or automotive kingpin. This is a hobby, and I'm sharing your ride here because I literally have no one else in my life. My cars are my family. So I'm a one and only child, and this is me and my life. So hopefully you enjoy it. If not, then, well, there's plenty of other YouTube channels out there, I'm pretty sure. There's a how-to sewing video going on right now. Take care. Be good or be good at it. Probably won't see you at the track, but I'll definitely see you on the street. Take care, guys.